Frankie MacDonald, Sydney, Nova Scotia. What's going on?
I'm doing great so far.
What's the weather like in your area, Frankie?
Warm outside, hot outside in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. It's so hot in Los Angeles and Phoenix. It's 78 degrees Fahrenheit in Los Angeles. And Phoenix is really hot too. That's where Gary and Dino's show lives.
Over here in Montreal, it's very humid. Very, very humid. A little bit of wind has just come
Phoenix
in.
is now under a flash flood watch where Gary and Dino lives.
Gary and Dino have a cutout of you, don't they?
Yes.
Frankie MacDonald, what's going on in the West with the forest fires?
So much fires going on according to Jolie only. Burning so much fires, he's going to fight a lot of fires.
He's going out to fight the fires himself, right, in a crew?
And it's been a lot of stormy weather going on in Japan. And hot weather in Japan too, because the weather's not very active around the world lately, except for up north. There's a lot of systems going on all across the eastern United States, one system right after another. It's going to be a lot of rain in the central United States. Chris Chiddick was chasing a hailstorm and tornadoes 2 days ago.
Hailstorms can be very dangerous, eh? They can break windows and cars and everything.
Where Chris Chiddick is at.
What's the weather? What's happening with the weather this year and records being broken? What kind of records have been broken and why?
Because of climate change happening in the world, burning too much fossil fuels because Middle East, Russia, China, Eastern Hemispheres, enemies of us.
People have been telling us forever, that the climate change is real and it's happening and the planet's heating up. Do you think it's going to change the way people behave?
They're going to change the ways that people behave too, because the Middle East, Russia, China, former USSR, and all those Saudi Arabia and all these countries, because Eastern Hemisphere is the enemies of the Western Hemisphere.
I heard through a lot of reports that even if we were hypothetically to just stop all pollution, all cars, everything just stopped, the world would still heat up for decades and decades.
Because the sun might turn into a red giant.
Because of the damage we've already done. Even if we stopped everything today, it would still just heat up and the seas would warm up because all of the pollution and heat and energy and all that is in the ocean, right?
Yes. There's a lot of hot air all across England too, getting warmer in England as well. It's going to get really hot in London, England, and all these places this week. And there's going to be a lot of rain, thunderstorms all across eastern North America this week. Over in Japan, there's this possible typhoon at the end of July.
Last night, I went out for a little walk, Frankie, and there was lightning and thunder everywhere.
Over in Japan, there's a possible typhoon's going to develop. It might head towards Taiwan. It might head towards China. And there's another one headed towards Vietnam as well.
So, Frankie, I'm using a different microphone today, not as good because I've changed the way I'm doing things. Can you hear me okay? Does it sound okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Frankie, what's going on in Sydney, Nova Scotia with the lockdown? Have things opened up?
It's in the phase 4 reopening, the last phase before the new normal, phase 5. Phase 5 means lifting social distancing measures. That's one. Lifting mask mandate, that's another, and things like that. That's the next phase, phase 5.
Well, I really loved it when you called in every Friday from the Mayflower Mall. When is that going to reopen?
That means then it'll be back to normal in phase 5, and that means I'll be on the Base Guy show at the Mayflower Mall once again.
There's a lot of trucks and things going on outside. Monday and Tuesday is kind of cleanup day in town. What days do you...
at the end of July, typhoon's going to kick up into high gear somewhere in the Western Pacific.
And what is hurricane season like so far this year?
It's going to be really active in the end of August and September.
Is there any typhoons going on in the world?
No typhoons yet. There's a possible typhoons kicking up the high gear in the end of July and August.
Well, I want to thank you, Frankie, because you've been calling in for years. I know nothing about the weather, and since I've been talking to you, I've been learning little bits and pieces here. What can people do to prepare themselves for heat waves?
Drink a lot of water and things like that. Don't turn on the air conditioners, because if they burn a lot of more fossil fuels and burn more electricity.
It's quite ironic, People put on their air conditioners to stay cool, but then that heats up the entire planet. So by you staying cold, everyone else has to get warmer. So let me see what it says here. I have a very sophisticated piece of equipment here. It's a fridge magnet from Texas, and it says that right now it's about 28 degrees in my room, and the humidity is 71%. What does that mean?
It means it's getting higher.
So got to keep the fans on.
Yes.
What can people do to keep cool if they're not using fans or air conditioners?
Drink a lot of water.
A lot of water. Go swimming.
Yes. And climate change is happening in the world. That's going to heat the whole planet. The sun's going to turn into red giant 7 billion years from now.
You sent me in a photograph, Frankie, of you from your graduation. Can I show it?
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a little look here. There you are. Can you tell us about this photograph?
Somebody took a photograph of me. In the year 2004, I was only the age of 20.
You were 20, okay. And is that your graduation?
Yes.
You're in a suit. You look really, really good, Frankie. Do you still have the suit?
It's gone. It's gone now.
Okay, it's gone now. Cool. What else is going on in the world of Frankie MacDonald? I heard that with your world tour that you're not going to be on vacation.
I'll be doing so much work nonstop. What does that mean?
It means you'll be doing work and work only. It's not for pleasure, it's for business.
And then there'll be work, work, work. That means I could be going up in space.
You want to go up in space like Richard Branson.
Yeah.
Imagine Frankie, imagine if you were floating in the air. How cool would that be?
Very cool. I even go to Saturn's moon, Titan.
Titan. What's the weather like on Titan?
A lot of rain. It's liquid nitrogen like rain up in Titan. It's not like Earth. It's not Earth-like rain. It's Titan-like rain. It's liquid water, but it's extreme cold. It's liquid nitrogen like water.
Wow. So it rains liquid nitrogen.
It's liquid nitrogen like water up in Saturn's moon, Titan. Up in Mars, sandstorms are way more powerful winds and much stronger up in Mars than Earth.
What kind of fall do you think we're going to have, autumn in North America?
It's going to be really warm in eastern North America. It's going to get snowstorms in western North America.
And
in Europe, it's going to get a lot of warm weather in Europe, too. In Asia, the typhoon's still going to be really bad in Japan.
What are your predictions for 2021-2022 winter?
It's going to be really, really bad winter all across North America, Europe, and Asia. It's going to bring a lot of cyclones in Australia and New Zealand because La Nina's coming back. And La Nina's coming back. And it's going to get cold. Waters off the coast of Ecuador. Again, they're predicting that. NASA's predicting that La Nina's developing again.
So if it's going to be a really cold, bad winter, I guess it's another reason for people to want to work from home.
Yeah, because it's going to be really bad all across North America, Europe, and Asia.
So what have you been doing in your spare time, Frankie, to relax and things like that?
Overwatch things that I've been on other podcasts like Gary Nino Show.
Awesome. Have you seen any movies? Is the cinema open yet?
Cinema's open, limited capacity. Black Widow is out. Then it got Jungle Cruise. Then it got Spider-Man movie coming in December. No Time to Die in October. Halloween Kills in October. November. Once again in the next January, in February, there'll be Olympics in China.
Olympics in China. Have you been to the cinema yet, Frankie?
Last time I was in cinema, that was March 15, 2020.
That's a long time ago.
I got gigantic news for you. Did you hear about that Cape Breton Eagles start regular season on Friday, October 1st, 2021?
Oh, amazing. So are you going to be able to go and watch them play and practice and everything?
And play against Mooseheads. And did you hear about that? Vancouver Giants will come back, Hamilton Bulldogs will come back, Barrie Colts will come back, Calgary Hitmen's come back.
What is Sydney, Nova Scotia like right now? What's closed and what's opened?
Capri Club is still closed, and Capri Club's going to reopen in Phase 5.
Did you have fun today, Frankie?
I had fun and went for a little walk and things like that.
Awesome. And are you going to call back again next Wednesday?
Yes, best of luck to you. I'm Frankie Down. You're listening to Bass Guy Radio Show.
Thanks, Frankie.